Good day, everyone. A new little gizmo I developed late yesterday afternoon. It is a filament sensor, so I called it the SPY. So the SPY will have two functions. The first one, obviously, it is a regular filament sensor, and the second one is a tangle sensor. So it is going to detect if your filament is tangled in the spool, or even if it's too big. How it works, we have right here, if you see, we have a gate system that if I pull up, there are two open positions. So right here would be the normal position when we do have filament and that everything goes well. If we don't have filament, the system will release and open this gate. So this gate is no filament, and if the system jams, this gate will get triggered, and the system will see that there's no filament, but in fact we'll know when it's pulled up this way that the filament jammed. So how it works, I insert filament here, so this hole is meant to have a PTFE fitting eventually. Now I just need to pull that thing up to get the filament through. So we have filament on two sides, and you see that my little window here is obstructed, so the sensor sees that there is something. Okay, so when I roll like this, I ensured with my tensioner here that this gate gets centered depending on what type of filament I'm using. Some filament will be stiffer than others, so that little screw here will be able to address that. So everything is normal, everything is going great, but all of a sudden we have a tangle. So if I just tangle the spool, I pull on it, you see the motion. If I pull, so by pulling, now the system will see the little light here in the sensor will get triggered like this. And if I continue printing and then all of a sudden I have nothing more, well, then the gate is open again, but now it's due to no filament. So that's it. I'll validate the design and post it on the site very soon. The new functionality, the SPY, is now on its first trial. This is a filament detector. Not only it will detect if there is filament, but it's going to also detect if there is too much load on the filament in case of a spool jam or any other issue that might create, I'm thinking about too big of a filament for the PTFE tube that is going to jam it, but this thing is going to detect it, hopefully. So right now I'm printing another COVID face shield, and we're going to try the spool jam just to see if it works. So how the principle is that inside, I'll put a sliced view in the corner of the screen, but what the filament does is it does a small V like this, and there's another bearing over here that if the tension gets past the threshold of the spring, it's going to push that plunger up. And you see the little windows over there? There's two windows. One if there's no more filament, and another window if it's jamming. Now you see that this spool really likes to climb there. We're gonna give it a try, and I'm gonna hold my hand on the spool to jam it, and we're gonna see what the plunger does and what the printer does. And let's try that. So I'm gonna hold the filament. We see the plunger is getting out, and there you go. It worked. Print paused. Cool. Resume. No, we don't have a jam. So I had to adjust the spring over here. I have a two level spring. In fact, it's two springs with two different loads. So one is gonna push the plunger down in case of no more filament, which we're going to try right now, and the other spring is for the preload tension against the spool jam. So I'm going to remove my PTFE, got it, and we're gonna take some pliers. So no more filament, man. Plunger should spring. There we go. Plunger is down. Printing pause. No more filament. It works just fine. First trial. Let's go.